Yep. Yep. Yep.
Like that?
Yep. Hello, dear listeners. It is another episode of Hey, I've Got an Idea show.
Yes! Yes, it is.
All right.
High energy, ready to go. Woo!
That's my brother, Mason Crama Ding Dong Williams.
And that's my brother, Luke Crapdick Williams. And welcome to the 100th episode spectacular.
That's not, though. No.
This is our 100th episode. I've been counting. Wait, have you been deleting, like, the episodes that are supposed to be going up on Mondays and Wednesdays?
Oh, no, those were consistently not the good ones.
Shit.
This is Hey, I Got an Idea show. We are going to talk our way through an invention, and
we are going to invent a thing. We're going to invent its pants right off.
Just before your very ears, this week we will be making a brand new planet.
You're going to want to go live there.
It's so much better than this crappy ass planet. Why are you even here? Do you know what's going on here?
Like, we are fucking this globe up hardcore.
Oh, it's a comedy podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We are...
Hey, you know what's funny? The slow and inevitable decline of the ecosystem that keeps all life alive. That's hilarious.
Yep. I like that part where our future is uncertain.
I like the part where species are going extinct.
I think my favorite part, though, is that whatever future generation comes up next, they have it even more fucked than we do, which is
like,
really
I mean, we
scary.
inherited this shit world from our parents, and, like, fuck them, but the next generation, they're gonna blame us, and rightfully so, for, all the shit that's going on now.
Yeah, you know how there's places in China and such where, like, you gotta wear a mask because you can't breathe because the air is toxic because of what we've done.
Antarctica is straight up falling apart.
Mm-hmm. There's places hitting record highs across the equator, which are just
coastal communities are, like, being flooded out. There's more and more violent storms.
Mm-hmm. This is
also Storm from the X-Men is getting more violent.
Yeah,
she killed a dude.
That was a surprising turn, I have to say. This is another close to home one for me and my buds in the six. The Toronto Island, just nope. Just this year, nope.
Just it's gone now?
No, it got so washed up with crap from being underwater because nope. That it's closed this year.
Are you like the 5 now?
No, that wasn't one of the parts of the 6 that made up the 6.
Oh.
And like different parts of the island are like, okay, like there's this spot over there that is safe from that, I guess, and they land planes on it. And then there's the spot over the other way that's like, oh, there we put a Ferris wheel on it, or what? It's not a Ferris wheel. There's a ride on it.
Is it like that London Eye thing where it's a giant Ferris wheel that's super boring?
Kinda. Point is that, like, guess why no one's gone there? Because nope.
That's fair.
Yeah, and that's just one of those planetary things.
Okay, so we are going to invent a planet for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be better than this shithole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first question right off the hop. Are we putting it in this same solar system?
I would like to venture that we make it slowly movable. So kind of closer to a space station, but made of rock.
Oh my god, you're actually making it ever so slightly plausible.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, like, if it could just slowly move its way wherever.
Yeah. So if you have like a global warming problem, no need to change your habits. Just move the planet slightly farther away from the sun.
I mean, kind of a legit thing, right?
Certainly easier than trying to curb fossil fuel emissions. Jesus.
I mean, I cannot be bothered to get an electric car.
Mm-hmm.
And going green? Know what I mean?
Going green, I'm going green from nausea. I'm gonna puke.
Oh, got him. Got him the planet.
Al Gore.
Earth. Mother Earth and Al Gore.
I'm assuming Al Gore invented global warming. It's his fault.
Yeah, I mean, that's gotta, like, legit, though, that's gotta be a tough rap. Where, like...
Well, I mean, there's the good and the bad, right? Because, he invented the internet, and yay, Al, thanks for that. But then, on the other hand, he did invent global warming, so that's his fault.
Yeah, that's, it's like, if you could have just not...
Well, like Al Gore, he invented the algorithm, right? So that's a two-sided coin. On the one side of the coin, the algorithms are what allow us to have this wonderful internet that we all love so much. But on the other side of the coin, the tail side of the coin, algorithms do fuck up the atmosphere by releasing carbon dioxide.
Okay, one quick thing. Mason, joke was last week. So, algorithm... Actually, strike that because I still don't know the order.
I honestly was trying to force in the pun on algorithm. Like, we even mentioned algorithm like 3 or 4 times, and I was trying to work in Al Gore's name, and I couldn't.
So, listen, you.
What, me?
You.
What, me?
You think you're better than me?
I think I'm better than Al Gore.
Poor guy. I mean...
Okay, so we're getting off track. Planet.
Oh.
So, it's movable.
Wait. Do you want to just kind of improv this one, or do you want to plan it?
And now it's time for a new segment. Mason says something not funny, and then Luke doesn't laugh. Hey everybody, welcome to Mason Says Something Not Funny, and then Luke doesn't laugh. Here's how it works. I'm going to say something that's not funny, and then my brother Luke is going to not laugh. Are you ready, Luke?
I mean, were we out of material we needed to, like, burn a minute? Because, alright, sure.
Al Gore. This has been Mason Says Something Not Funny, and then Luke doesn't laugh. Mason says something not funny, and then Luke doesn't laugh.
I think that my favorite part of that new segment is where it's like a free minute where if we can't think of a thing to say, we could just do that. But also, the listening audience also gets to enjoy the same position as me.
Okay, so I do want to plan it. Let's plan this planet.
Sure.
So we want it to be movable. So it's going to be smaller than the current planet. Does that mean lower gravity?
Well, this is one of those physics things that I was sort of talking about where I'm bad about knowing the laws of the universe. Okay. Is gravitational pull potentially adjustable in any way? Is it dictated by anything other than just the mass of the object? Like,
well, I mean, theoretically, you've got like space stations and stuff where you simulate gravity via spinning and centrifugal force, which isn't really a force. But no, like typically gravity is proportional to mass, and if we want to be able to move this planet, the more mass we have, the worse off we are, because the more energy it would require.
Okay. So I guess we're kind of shifting into sci-fi science here anyway. let's actually just look at this for a second. So, with high-speed travel, there's often the inertial dampeners. And
I think you mean inertial dampers. Inertial dampeners would actually just make you wet.
Yeah, it's just sort of like at SeaWorld, how they throw water in your face.
You're like, just have a water balloon that cushions your fall.
Here
but also
comes the inertial dampener. Splash. It's just a bucket of water in the face, really. Yeah, you're right. I mean inertial dampers. Now, what is a damper, then?
It just sort of stops inertia from hurting you. Actually, the way that I've heard it described, like at least the Star Trek technology that they use, on Star Trek, they do have control over gravity, right? Like, they would have to.
But then what do they call that?
Well, that's just artificial gravity. But the thing is, inertia is something like you don't want just a wall. You don't want something that'll stop you. The reason why hitting the wall hurts you is because, the part of you that hits the wall stops, but the other part of you is still traveling forward, so you sort of get squished. So what you need is something that stops all of you all at the same time, and what they use for that is the artificial gravity. The artificial gravity will pull on all of your molecules at the same time, so you can accelerate or decelerate as needed, and it won't squish you because all of you is being accelerated or decelerated at the same time, and not just the butt part of you that's on the chair.
Right.
Here's the thing, though, in Star Trek, sometimes they'll be like, oh shit, the inertial dampers are out. Okay, but we can still maneuver. It's like, no, you fucking can't, because you're moving at effectively thousands of kilometers an hour. If you move your thrusters at all, you should be paced.
Okay, but it's still working within the parameters of what they have there. Just explaining that again, paint me a picture. Paint me a metaphor here of how the inertial dampers work. Is it kind of like a rubber band thing?
No. Imagine that your whole body is a bag of oranges. Okay. And I toss the bag of oranges off the roof. And you're falling.
This is not sounding good so far.
Yeah, no, you're falling and you're like, oh shit, the floor, and you're about to hit the pavement or whatever outside, or the floor or whatever's down there. And you know that when you hit, you're gonna hit the ground, it's gonna suck. But fortunately, there's Nightcrawler. No, not Nightcrawler. Who am I thinking of? Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat. That's it. Mm-hmm. She's standing out there and she's got 12 arms. And Kitty Pryde sees the bag of oranges falling. She's like, oh, I'll catch all those oranges. And so her arms phase through the bag, but then each arm catches an individual orange. Okay? So Kitty Pryde is artificial gravity, and the oranges are the atoms in your body, and they don't hit the driveway because each atom is being caught individually inside the bag by Kitty Pryde's tangible hands but intangible wrists.
Okay. That works. I can be a bag of oranges.
You can be a bag of oranges. Here's the problem. Here's why it doesn't work. That technology kind of doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, obviously, we're going to need to be in that headspace for designing this thing.
Okay, so we are operating under the assumption that we do have access to artificial gravity that we can turn on or off or direct it around independent of any sort of mass.
I mean, I like that in the sense that I think that gives us some options.
It does give us more options, yes. Being limited, having limited omnipotence does tend to give you more options, yes.
Yeah. I think that sounds like way more fun than trying to design a planet. Well, not even design a planet. Trying to create a planet as
without extra powers, like if it's just you and me trying to huck clods of dirt into low Earth orbit and hope that we get enough of them up there that it makes a new planet. Yeah.
If we just keep at it long enough and we keep believing in our dreams.
I do believe in my dreams, and I also believe in your dreams.
So, okay, things we like for a planet. A, customizable.
Customizable. Gravity, up, down, whatever you need. Also, distance from the sun. Farther away, closer in. Again, whatever you need. Can we make it so that there are seasons, but the axial tilt isn't quite so much, so the seasons are a little milder, summers are a little cooler, winters are a little warmer.
That was where I was going to go next. Like, can we just kind of set our optimal temperature and then leave us the fuck alone with that shit? Just like, I want to set the thermostat to 71 and leave it. Is that so much to ask?
I think also, can we lengthen the days? Because, like, 24 hours, that's not... I would be fine with, like, a solid 30.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. I would love to switch over to a 30-hour day.
Fuck, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we were already making some pretty decent improvements here. Okay, let me do a little pivot here to another talking point. Poor old Pluto.
Not a planet.
Not a planet anymore.
Yeah, because it's part of the Kuiper Belt.
Now, here's the thing. Was it because he was too small? Is that the thing?
No. Like it's not because it's too small. It's because it's part of a belt, and it's not a significant enough part of the belt. Like, it's not a big enough bully of the belt. Like, it's the largest thing in the belt, but it's like, you know how there's an asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter?
Yes.
There are, like, some very big asteroids in there. Some that are, I think, as big as, if not bigger than, Pluto. But that asteroid belt, like, it's not a planet in there because it's part of the belt. So it's not a matter of size. It's a matter of, are you the biggest kid in the neighborhood?
Right.
And Pluto is the biggest kid in the Kuiper Belt, but it doesn't, like, run this town. So it's not a planet.
Okay. So we lost Pluto because he was too busy being he just wasn't a big enough bully, like you're saying. Like, he was just kind of
So what we could do, if we could go up to the Kuiper Belt and just bulldoze our way around it and just assemble all of the other shit in the Kuiper Belt, pack it all together with Pluto, make Pluto bigger, then yes, it would be a planet. Or alternately, if we wanted, closer to the habitable zone, we go to the asteroid belt that's between Mars and Jupiter, bulldoze all that shit together. You'd have a decent sized planet. Like, you would have a livable planet, I think, at that point.
Okay, so we combine parts of the Kuiper Belt and the asteroid belt together. We've got the stuff we're going to work with for our
more than enough. Yeah, absolutely. We're good. Now, we're good to go.
Will this be like Pluto 2?
Well, I mean, it's not going to be Pluto 2 because Pluto is going to be part of it. It's just like Mega Pluto.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Pluto 2.0 was kind of what I meant. Like
Plute.0.
Plute.0, is that what you said?
Yeah, just PLUT period 0.
You know what? It's got a nice little spacey name.
Plute.0, yeah.
Okay, so Plute.0 is our sort of working title for what we've got so far. We wanted to have all these, like, customizable settings that nobody actually customizes because fuck that, we're gonna set it and forget it.
Okay, no, dude, here's the thing, okay? We bulldoze all the shit together, make it like in a clump, right? And so your gravity is based on how many things are in the clump. But at any given point, if we want to be like, I want to go that way and also have less gravity, we just take one of those clumps, like one of the asteroids that we got, and we're like, you know what? We don't want you here after all. Fuck you. And we just toss it if we want to go towards the sun, we toss it like in the other direction. If we want to go away from the sun, we toss it at the sun. And like then we A, lose a little bit of gravity, but also B, we start going in the direction we want because that's how inertia works.
I mean, is that a viable source of momentum for like propulsion here?
Okay, in The Incredibles, when Syndrome has the 0 point energy, and he can
yes,
freeze you in your tracks and then toss you away without having to deal with how momentum works. Or
that was where he got stuck monologuing while he was freezing them.
Yeah. Okay, so 0 point energy, that's a real thing. So therefore, what happened in The Incredibles is a real thing. So all we need to do is invent it, and we're good.
You know what was the coolest little piece of tech from The Incredibles? Was the way they stopped Mr. Incredible when he was entering that one room, just to shoot him full of those sticky black spheres that inflate. And just
now you're referring back to an episode way back when we had the weapon.
Yeah.
Remember? That was the thing that I wanted to make.
Yeah. But that was also kind of cool because it was this rapidly expanding mass, which might potentially solve another problem of adjusting gravity. Let's just presume that there's an artificial core that is made up of something like that, where we can just like concentrate the density of a material and have that fluctuate the gravity or something like that. Not fluctuate, harness the gravity.
Okay,
does that make sense?
We have this stuff that we can just make more of it, and it's not in defiance of the law of conservation of mass, because when we're creating it, we're creating both matter and antimatter, both of which are subject to gravity. And then when we want to get rid of it, we just combine the matter and antimatter again, and it turns into energy, and then we're good. So that would be plausible.
Okay. How are we going to tackle the thing where we need to make it habitable enough that maybe like some flora and fauna can happen? Like Pluto was water-based, right? So do we have some water?
Oh, we're going to have plenty of water. Like water, we're good. Water is one of the most common things in the universe because you got like hydrogen, oxygen. Water is by default what you're going to have. Like what we've got going here on Earth is fucked up and weird because of life. But I assure you, like everywhere else in the solar system, we got water all over the damn place. There's water on Mars. There's water on Europa. There's water in comets. We're good for water. Water, we got.
Okay. So basically, we take Plut.0, we stash it somewhere around Earth where it won't, like, interfere.
Well, other side of the sun, right?
Yeah. So they're just
the Lagrange point that's back there, and so like we would never see each other because the sun's in the way, but we're just orbiting in sync.
So it's just perfect. We go at the exact same speed, so that we are consistently not catching up to each other.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Here's another thing. Mm-hmm. Our atmosphere on Earth kind of sucks. Obviously, we're tearing it apart, and it's wrecking our lives and shit.
Yeah, that's bad.
But we need to like have flora and fauna do its evolution thing, and we need to like hyper speed that somehow. Maybe we can make like a time anomaly or something. But if we were starting from scratch on an atmosphere, we could just make this like. Because, like, people, like, if we're talking about over the course of thousands of years looking forward, theoretically, this would be a prime resource that we're building and could be attacked by aliens. We could have an atmosphere that could also serve as, like, an effective defense.
Well, I believe, like, the Mel Gibson documentary Signs showed that aliens are hurt by water for some reason.
Oh, that's right.
So if we could just like we've already established, we've got plenty of water. I think we're good to go. I mean, it's going to be very humid if there's that much water in the atmosphere.
I want to grow some new plants and animals, and maybe a third thing.
No, atmosphere.
Can we grow robots?
Well, in a way, isn't all life a robot that you can grow?
No.
Okay. I wasn't done with atmosphere. I want to go back to something.
Okay, atmosphere.
Okay, so I'm gonna sort of take us in what may be a nostalgic direction for me and you. You remember when we were kids and our parents were really pushing creationism?
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah, and you remember there was this, one of the theories proposed was that crystalline hydrogen, which is apparently a thing you can do with hydrogen, that there used to be in the ancient times a layer of crystalline hydrogen on top of the atmosphere, and just that was the firmament, and it protected the planet. But then at the time of the Great Flood, that crystalline layer of hydrogen broke apart and fell down, burned up in re-entry. It combined with the oxygen. Oxygen content of the atmosphere is now lower, and all that hydrogen combined with it and turned into water, and that's why there's so much water right now.
Huh.
That was one of the theories put forward by the creationist people, and I don't believe that that actually was the case for us here on this Earth. But what I'm saying is, can we apply that to the planet, to Pluto Point O? Can we give it a layer of crystalline hydrogen that protects our atmosphere from the top?
Well, I have like a bit of a legit question for a second here.
Okay.
How big was Pluto? Like, can we get an accurate scale?
I don't know why you're saying was Pluto. I assure you it still exists. It's just not classified as a planet. Like, Neil deGrasse Tyson didn't go up there and destroy it. It's still there.
I mean, that was pretty vengeful of him. All right, its radius is 1100K. So pretty small.
Like, when you say K, you mean kilometers?
Kilometers, yeah.
Okay. All right, so like you could... Okay, put it to me in terms of marathons. How many marathons would I have to run to get around Pluto? Assuming that, like Terry Fox, I can run a marathon.
Yeah, if you did a 10K, then we're talking about 110, aren't we?
Okay, so 110 10Ks.
Yeah.
So, assuming I can do a 10K once per day, it would take me like about a third of a year to get around Pluto.
Yeah. But that's like by foot, right? I mean, if you were going by car, that's
by car, I would be faster than on foot. Yes, I will concede this point.
I think you can drive all the way around Pluto in like 3 days.
Sounds about right.
Stall for a second while I do a thing.
Mason says something not funny.
You already did
Luke
that.
Doesn't laugh.
You can't do a segment twice.
I assure you I can.
No,
hey everybody,
you can't.
Welcome to Mason says something not funny and then Luke doesn't laugh. Here's how it works. I'm going to say something that isn't funny, and then my brother Luke here, isn't going to laugh. Are you ready, Luke?
But I don't want this to happen a second time in the same episode. Why didn't you at least do the Squarespace bit? Then it was like
kilometers. This has been Mason says something not funny, and then Luke doesn't laugh. Mason says something not funny, and then Luke doesn't laugh. Thank you for joining me.
All right, so I entered the Google thing.
Okay.
15 hours. So legitimately in a day, You could drive all the way around. I mean, it would be a shitty day.
If you floor it and assuming that you can go in a straight line.
That's a straight line, and that's 70 kilometers an hour. That's not even highway speed.
All right.
So
I think you would need a spoiler on the back of your car, because if the gravity is that much lower, you need something to, push your car down so you get decent traction.
Okay. I like the idea of the atmosphere stuff you were saying. That maybe it has this like, I like the baking this planet until it's like ready for its revolution. What would you call it? No, I don't want it to revolve.
Wait, we don't want it to revolve? Is it not going to have days? I thought we were going to have like 30-hour days.
Okay, two very important points here. One, what happens if you don't do that? Do you just have it burn through on one side?
No, like you would just have a tidally locked planet, and one side it would always be high noon and the other side would always be midnight.
Yeah, but like what does that do to water? Okay, is there no example in either science fiction or our own observable universe of something moving through space with like so slow of a rotation that it's basically nothing?
I'm fairly certain there's at least one thing, but fuck me if I can remember what it is.
Because is it just a thing where it doesn't average out and it's just like you got a hot side and a cold side and that's it? Or
yeah, you pretty much just have a hot side and a cold side.
But like, I want to know what that does to the environment. Like, that would be really interesting to see if there was just this natural line straight down the planet where it's like, okay, you're approaching the horizon. That would actually be really cool for finding your ideal climate too.
Like, you could just go wherever, and like depending on where you are on the planet, it's like maybe it's always late evening, and so it's nice, sort of cool. Like you don't really need a sweater, but you can wear one if you want to.
You know what else would be pretty cool about that? Like say this is the planet is able to revolve, but so slowly that your entire lifetime, it only shifted a couple of degrees or whatever, and maybe it got like a few degrees colder, and your ideal temperature just moved a couple miles away or something. What's interesting about that concept is that it's like a new approach to an equator, where instead of the equator being like the sun blast zone that wobbles, instead it's like, oh, well, I want to live on the equator because that's the sweet spot. That's where it's not extremely cold or extremely hot. I want to live there.
Now, I just want to go back and address something before we get a bunch of tweets telling us what idiots we are. I'm fairly certain that I got the definition of revolve wrong. Like, I think what we're talking about is rotation, and revolving is going around the sun. And we definitely need to revolve around the sun, because if we don't, Earth is going to smack into us.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I don't know if there is a way that we can revolve around the sun and still have that perfect split planet of cold side and hot side.
No, you can. It's what's called tidally locked. It's like the moon in relation to us. You just always have the same side facing the sun, in much the same way that the moon is always facing us. That's why you have the man in the moon. It's always the same face.
Right. Okay, so it's like we're tidally locked, but not dependent on a moon?
Well, okay, that's the other thing that I wanted to get to that we haven't gotten to yet. Do we want a moon or moons, and if so, how many?
Also, is just a definition thing, conversationally, because I'm too lazy to look it up. Mm-hmm. Is there a size for a moon, or is it like, what's the difference between a moon and a satellite? Does a satellite have to be a man-made thing?
I can Like, I don't think that it has to be a man-made, a natural thing for it to be a moon. I do think that you can create an artificial moon. I'm going to say moon is probably like planet in that you're only a moon if you're a big enough bully that you control your orbit and there's nothing else around you. Like, if you've got a bunch of other shit up there with you, then you're just a bunch of assholes orbiting the planet. And if there's enough of you, then you're not assholes anymore, you're a ring.
Okay.
Do we want a ring?
Yes. I mean, we talked about this in the transportation.
Oh, you want like an artificial ring?
I want a gum.
You want the gum. Okay. So we're doing that for Plute Point O. Built in from the day one, there's natural transportation where just when you want to go from hot side to cold side, light side to dark side, whatever, just grab on and you can go around the world, and you go to where it's hot and then you chill out there, on the beach. And then when you're done chilling out on the beach and you're like, okay, it's sleepy time, you just grab onto the gum, you go back the other way to your home in the cold side, and you just like, oh, it's nice, cool here, time for me to go Betty Buys.
Yes, perfect. That is exactly what I want. I mean, here's the thing. The gum is this crazy, like, not super feasible thing for our planet. For a planet that size, kind of feasible. I think we could actually...
So it's more feasible because the planet is slightly smaller. Good, okay.
Not slightly smaller. Like, that is, like... I mean, we could build railroads across the country, like, many generations ago. This is almost a comparable feat for modern technology.
Okay, so here's the thing. We want water. We want lots of water. We like water.
Yeah.
But we also want the gum to be able to take you around the world.
Yeah.
So here's my pitch in terms of continents. We have like a stripe of land going around, but then north and south both just like full ocean.
Oh, so it's just got like this rubber ball look to it.
Yeah.
The rubber ball with the stripe. It's
And hey, one side freshwater, one side saltwater. So if you want to go like in the saltwater and like surf and like see whales and shit, that's where you go. But you want like freshwater, you want to see like a cool pond, then you go to the North Pole, and that's where that is.
Important issue though. We don't have weather, do we?
No, we do not.
So those waves for surfing, not really a thing, huh?
Well, here's my pitch. Yet another pitch. We would need something to generate waves so that both sides don't become like horrible stagnant swamps.
Right.
So we need something that's going to impart momentum, if not temperature change, to both oceans. How do we do that?
What if it was just sort of like water jets, like essentially filtering it, recycling it back in, not unlike a hot tub, but on a planetary scale.
Okay, so I'm going to assume we have a molten core.
We have a customizable core.
Right. So when we are not customizing it, the energy that would go into that just goes into like having these hot tub jets going all the time. And I'm talking like natural fountains just spraying water into the air. The whole world is a fucking splash pad.
Okay, well, I don't know about the whole world being a splash pad. Like, I like the vacation-y feel we've got going here, but I want to still be able to achieve a setting that is sometimes turbulent, sometimes tranquil, without it being like fresh water is turbulent and salt water is tranquil. Like, there's got to be patches of either.
Yeah, no, we do patches around, like it alternates, so it sort of looks like spokes.
That would be cool if there was just this, like, wagon wheel thing going on, if you look at it from the poles.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Damn.
so
this is getting sexy.
Yeah. So you got like a wagon wheel sort of look going. We got the ring going. We got a whole shit ton of moons, so it's gorgeous looking up there. And anytime we want to alter things, we want to, move shit around, we need to adjust that. That's adjustable right there in the core because we can alter our gravity, whether we want to go high, go low, whatever. But we still generally keep it on the same sort of place so it's opposite side of the sun from the Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I mean,
okay.
We won't really have seasons per se. So what would that do to an ecosystem? Let alone a global ecosystem.
Well, if you leave animals in there for, like, I'm not even going to say 1,000,000 years. Let's say a couple of 1,000 years. You would see rapid development, rapid evolution, I think. Any species that has season-specific traits, even day-night specific traits, like, those are going to get bred out almost immediately. Like, nothing's going to migrate, right? You're just going to have animals for whom this is normal.
Mm-hmm.
And plants for whom this is normal. You'd have, like, twilight plants that can get by on just evening light all the time. And then you'd have plants that thrive on it being noon all the time. And you'd even have, like, like the whole side of the planet where everything is, dark and all you've got is, like, moonlight. You would have some plants that are fine with, like, super low light. You'd have some plants that are getting most of their nutrients, like, from the soil and from bioluminescence and shit. And then you'd also have, like, giant fucking mushrooms all over the place. So,
I want those back!
Sleepy time section of the planet. It's cool. It's quiet. Giant fucking mushrooms everywhere. Like a mushroom so big you could carve a house in it.
And that's what would likely happen, right? Because, like, I don't know what giant mushrooms were made out of, but they couldn't have been quite as spongy and fleshy as these tiny little wimpy edible mushroom things we got. They must have gotten, like, barky. They must have gotten, like, they must have formed a thicker skin, right?
Yes.
And, like, if we can make a treehouse, we should be able to make some kind of... Oh, and man, I didn't even get into, like, the mycelium, like, how intelligent mushroom neural network stuff is. Like, I'm sure that there could be just... If we actually developed with mushrooms over the course of, like, tens of thousands of years...
Yeah.
I'm sure there would be, like, a beautiful symbiotic relationship where it's like, okay, I need you to open up a patch for me because I need to rent a little apartment in here to my nephew who's coming in. And I'll get him working on, getting you some fresh fuel every now and again. I'll have him, like, feeding the deposits every now and again.
Talking about
poop. Probably poop. But whatever it is, I mean, it's just a responsibility for your punk-ass nephew who needs a place to live, right?
And a place to poop, yeah.
But if you could also just do me a favor, in case he gets into some scraps, can you just drop a little bit of some of that healing tissue? That would really help, because he's just a scrapper. Like, mushrooms are where it's at, man.
Right. Well, I mean, anything can be where it's at when you... really obviously don't know how they work and assume they're magic. Yes.
If you just make it up, it gets to be so good.
Right. Okay, so this is a pretty sweet planet. 2.0. I'm in favor of it.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing about sci-fi magic is that we talk about it being magic until it has the explanation, and then it's the thing. Then it's just not magic.
Right. As long as you can append sufficient amounts of sci-fi technobabble to it, that goes from being a magic spell to being hard sci-fi.
Yeah, but is this implausible? Not totally. I think we were more on to something real than
Well,
not.
sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, and I would say this is sufficiently advanced.
Yeah, obviously this is very advanced.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, theoretically we could be talking about something like this existing, but we also Frankensteined two parts of our solar system together to get where we needed to get. So
yeah, but I mean, we weren't using it, right? So
all right, so let's do this, all right? Let's say not unlike what was that fucking movie? Not unlike Total Recall. Let's do like a planetary tourism board thing. I need you to sell me on this planet. I'm trying to decide if I want a vacation there or not.
Okay. So Total Recall style tourism board for Plute Point O.
Okay,
right.
So let me just get in character here.
All right.
All right. All right, I'm ready. Hit whenever you got. Go ahead.
Hey there, friend. Do you like women with 3 tits?
I think I do.
All right. Look at this woman. She's got 3 tits. You want to know where she lives?
Where does she live?
Plute Point O. It's right up there.
Where?
I point directly at the sun. No, don't look at the sun. Look past the sun, my friend. It's on the other side. You gotta look a little further.
That really hurt.
It's okay. Come with me, magical rocket ship.
Wee! I mean,
and then we show up there. Hey, take a look at this. We've got...
I can't, I'm blind!
Well, don't worry. Magical mushroom healing tissue splat right on the eyes.
Oh, God. Oh, that has kind of got a nice cooling sensation.
And then, like, as the eyes heal, like, he sees, like, 3-breasted women doing beach volleyball.
Wow! Look at those glorious, glistening triple knockers.
And, like, the whole vista, you've got, like, the ring of the gum overhead. You've got multiple moons. You've got, like, brilliant, bright white beaches and, like, perfectly engineered ocean with, like, intermittent spouts. And people are surfing and having a great time. The dudes also have 3 nipples. Like, they have the nipple in between the pecs, but it doesn't really do anything.
Wow. This place looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sure is. And if you want to stay here, all you gotta do is get that 3rd nipple grafted on.
I mean, I got a spot for it here.
You sure do, buddy. So what do you say? Sign on the dotted line?
Wait. It's pretty hot out here. I would get kind of tired. I'd probably get a sunstroke and maybe even a sunburn.
Oh, well, come this way, my friend. Arm around shoulder, grab onto the passing, like, spoke thing of the gum. In a heartbeat, we zoom past all of the beaches, past the temperate zone, and into the cool blue night world with the mushrooms everywhere. And I'm like, hey, check out this. This mushroom just grew a house just for you, buddy. Why don't you move on in?
Oh, how much is the rent?
All you need to do is poop.
That's amazing.
It sure is.
Now, my dad's been actually kind of harping on me that I haven't been doing too well on the job hunt lately. Is there...
Don't worry, he's long dead.
That's probably true. Hey,
we took thousands of years to get here because of time dilation.
Hey, I would want to find my purpose still, though. Is there something I could do that really satisfies me as a human being with a newly 3rd grafted nipple?
Well, I mean, what do you think that 3rd nipple is for, my friend?
Huh?
You can lactate, and it's really great. It provides for other people. And you serve a purpose for society.
That's cool. Hey, are there any, like, sentient raccoons around here who's wearing the night?
Just the one, but he's a criminal. So.
Oh. Is he cool though? Because like,
Oh, he's outstandingly cool, but make no mistake, he will murder you and feel nothing. So
now, is there a place I can plug in my bass guitar? Because I really,
absolutely not.
I kind of wanted to work on my, some of my.
I'm
songs.
afraid that's not a thing that we can accommodate.
Kind of want to form the band back together.
Just pretty much just acoustic music. We haven't really got.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess all the energy kind of goes into the systems.
Yeah, all the energy goes into the miraculous, like, planetary-wide transit system and the mass alteration and so forth. We don't really have enough left over for house current. That's not something we can accommodate. We're planning on rolling it out sometime in the next couple of years, though, so... Stay tuned.
Cool. Hey, can I I was almost done this one series on Netflix. Could I just finish that?
I've got Netflix right here, and I pull out, like, out of my pocket a yottabyte hard drive.
Whoa, can I download my brain into that?
You already have!
Oh, God! I'm having kind of a bit of a crisis now.
I know. Don't worry, I'll fix that. I go into the hard drive and delete the crisis files, leaving the rest of the consciousness.
That's better.
Yeah, you feel good now, don't you?
I kind of do. Hey, I think I'm probably ready to sign. Plute.0, huh?
Plute.0, it's the greatest.
Do you mind if maybe I could, like, sleep on it? Go back and think, maybe...
You can sleep as long as you like. Night on this side of the planet, it's night all the time, so you sleep until you come to the correct decision.
That would probably be pretty satisfying. It seems like it's pretty deep sleep here.
No, it's nice and quiet. The mushroom's very sound insulating.
So what time is the sunrise? Because I kind of...
whenever you want it to. Just grab the gum and head on over. You get to watch the sun rise over the horizon.
Yeah. Okay.
Alternately, you could stay in place and the sun will very gradually rise, but we're talking like thousands of years.
Okay. All right. I mean, I see no downside to this whatsoever.
Quite correct.
Goodbye, old life. Hello, new life on Plute.0.
Science fiction. Become reality today.
I think that's a scene. I think that's a podcast episode, in fact.
Pretty sure we nailed it.
I think so. I mean,
although I gotta say I've got a better name for it than Plute.0.
What's that?
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What do you call a planet that isn't yours?
I hate you. I'm so... that's legitimately upsetting. I thought you were going to be like Wagon Wheel or something. Because, or like Rubber Ball. I don't know.
Notch.0.
Yes. Notch. Oh, okay. Notch.0. Yeah. Great. Well done. Funny thing. Cool. Hey, listeners, did you have a little laugh-see? Poo?
They did.
That's cool. Just so you know, if you wanted to share some of this stuff with your friends, you could totally go for it. The website is higaishow.com. Twitter is twitter.com/hi. That's maybe not accurate.
It's also available on iTunes.
Yep.
Also go to squarespace.com/higai show. You can download all our podcasts from there.
Sure. And
also Instagram.
Yes, that one's real. That one's true. We have an Instagram.
Okay.
HIGAI
also
show.
email.
Yes, that is also true. HIGAI show at gmail.com. If you feel like sending a little message of like, I would love to do a mailbag segment. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun. Also hit us up on the forums.
Nope. You were doing well. You had 2 in a row there.
Okay.
Facebook has got one.
Facebook? Is Facebook real?
I certainly hope so.
Okay. What about like that Alibaba thing that they have in China? Are we on that?
So that'll do it for this week. Mason, it is in fact your turn to decide our next week's subject matter.
It is. It is my turn. I love that it's my turn. You know what? I'm just gonna go with an easy one because I think after the past couple, we need an easy hit.
Okay, yeah.
Are you ready?
Let's lob this one right out of the park.
Next week,
Luke,
Lessashamed Williams, my brother. We are going to invent the best breakfast cereal.
Aw, sweet. That is
well,
easy.
I mean, I don't know how sweet it's going to be, but it'll be nutritious.
We can't guarantee that either.
Fair enough.
I just want to go on that theme like now. I'm ready to go. Anyway,
you wanna?
Thank you very much.
We could record it and like add it to this episode, make it like a 2-hour episode.
Nah, we'll do it in time. Okay. Thank you very much, listeners.
Yes. Thank you. We love you all very much. Some of you more than others.
Yeah, significantly more to the
It's sort of like
ones.
a 2 legs good, 4 legs not as good kind of situation. We love all of you, but some of you more equally than others.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's you know how it is. It's a metaphor.
Yeah, but we do love you.
And have an excellent evening. And as always...
And remember, folks, thumbs up monorail eggplant.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Yep.
Like that?
Yep.